Hello, Libertarian here. I started this channel a year ago because I wanted to fight back against the recent growth in popularity of socialist and big government ideology that I've seen, and I think a lot of you have seen, across the internet and social media. I've seen a lot of young people in the Western world embracing the ideas of socialism, planned economics, anti-capitalism, and a big intrusive welfare state. Since starting this channel, I've looked deeper into the political and economic beliefs among the general global populace, and I've looked to see whether capitalism or socialism is gaining ground in the real-world economy as well. Over time, I became pleasantly surprised to discover that the real-world economy is becoming more capitalist and not less. And I was also relieved to discover that allegiance to socialism isn't really growing among the public perception in a general global sense. The growth of socialism's popularity seems to be kind of limited. A poll that was published today, October 14th, by Gallup says that Americans are reverting to favoring a reduced government role. This is the article. It says, Americans have shifted back to favoring a more hands-off approach for government in addressing the nation's problems after a rare endorsement of a more active role last year. Currently, 52% say the government is doing too many things that should be left to individuals and businesses, while 43% want the government to do more to solve the country's problems. Now, if you look at this graph, which covers a 29-year period from 1992 to 2021, you don't really see any long-term gains supporting an expanded government role. The majority of the time, people want less government and less economic planning. Only in brief instances, and usually after recessions, do you see Americans supporting more government. And then you quickly see that sentiment fade back into the minority. Let me quote another part of the article, which I think is very interesting. It says, all party groups, and that means like Republicans, Democrats, and all the other parties, are less likely now than a year ago to favor a more active government role. But independents' opinion have changed the most. In 2020, 56% of independents wanted the government to do more to solve problems, compared with 38% now. Now, that's 56% in 2020, down to 38% in 2021. That's a pretty big drop among independents for just 1 year's time. It shows to me that big government support is very fleeting and very fragile. I think people are seeing the dysfunction that government creates and that they tend to believe their eyes more than they believe an ideology that is written on paper. Watching the government wreck the economy with tariffs, border closures, economic shutdowns, those leave a bad taste in people's mouths. Seeing the incompetence of government is a strong medicine, an inoculation or vaccine, if you will, against wanting the government to do more in the future. Starbucks socialists like to champion democracy, as if implementing democracy in all facets of life is some key to unlocking a socialist utopia, but that's definitely not the case. Popular opinion is more often than not opposed to socialism. This is why real-life attempts at socialism end up being relatively undemocratic, while capitalist economies tend to be more democratic. Really, what it is socialism is becoming more popular among the Starbucks socialist crowd in the English-speaking world, the young adults, the college students, the teenagers, and the relatively well-off ones at that. Now, those people, that group of people has an outsized influence, an outsized presence, rather, on social media, on Twitter, on Reddit. It's not really becoming that popular in a global sense, but it is becoming popular in those little subsets of the population. Now, I'm not trying to do a victory lap here for capitalism. The danger of socialism remains very real. It's a very real possibility that socialism can become more popular than it is right now, but at the moment, it doesn't really look like it's getting all that popular, really. I'm going to keep actively fighting, however, against socialism, against the idea, and against its popularity and adherence by other people. I think this Gallup poll, though, shows that there is hope. It shows that the private sector remains popular. It shows that property rights remain popular. And it shows that socialism is not some inevitable future that the world is condemned to. Thanks for watching.